Instead, Apbr take the difference here. They're going to put few on the Novaria, still pick up the R-Lot. So we're keeping one, we're changing the other, but still, this is going to force definitely a different draft than what we saw last time on the side of Onic. Do they continue to put few up? I mean, do they continue to put Sans up front on their lineup? Last time they locked in the Novaria. Bruno is still open as well. Definitely a lot of options for the side of Onic.
The Bruno definitely makes sense here, right? I mean, the matchup is going to be great for CW. You need to put him on a winning matchup, but the Terizla has been phenomenal in the last 2 games. And that's going to be the Guinevere locked in, right? So Apbr, maybe the idea behind the Novaria pick was the fact that, hey, they already picked the jungler, Onic, right? There's no way they picked this Guinevere.
Wow.
But then Onic pick it up, and then they have to go Joy. They can't let this go.
Yeah.
It'll be banned out.
I think they were willing to go into this matchup, right? You go ahead, you might be scratching your heads. Why the Nolan once again over to Onic? Well, Apbr decides, hey, we'll take Vision, we'll take the fact that Joy is open as well, and we'll match it up against each other. But still, right, what do we see in the gold lane for both these teams? Really, as we get through it, we're probably expecting some gold lane bans to come through. The Kadita, though, is going to be taken out from Apbr.
Kadita, definitely a solid ban, something that could punish few in the laning phase, right? Even once the level 4 spike comes, if Sans plays that Kadita like an assassin, or they decide to, no, now they have the Gwen, so it's got to be a roam Gwen. Either way, on the side of Onic, we're looking at mid lane for them right now. I like the Guinevere pickup, but it's going to be hard to target down on a Joy. Main target for Keyboy right now has got to be few, and whatever Super Marco ends up locking in. Onto the second phase of bans now. They take out the Paquito. Do they continue to hammer into the EXP lane? They did this last time, right?
Yeah.
Last time, even though the R-Lala was picked up, they expect it still that Ogwin is going to get it, and they're going to force this R-Lot to stay in the EXP lane.
Is the proof that I'm still
Brody being
alive.
taken out here. Once again, interesting ban, right? Really trying to get this matchup. Once again, Claude comes through. So this still, the fact that there's a couple gold laners that we've seen through, up to this point. You have, of course, the Bruno that we're still talking about. You have the Claude, since that's taken out, the Brody. The answer, Bruno, comes up. Now, what do you want to play into here if you're Onic?
Yeah, no Claude, no Brody, no Wanwan even, right? So, what, the only thing opens the carry here. They go for the Harith! Oh man, Onic. They have a lot of mid-control right now, but then, if you have a Harith in the side, do you want to double down on some more magic damage, even harder with the Lilia, or do you want some long range? Because right now, with the Harith, they lack a lot of range.
Wow.
They go for the Gushin! They go for the dive! They go for the double down!
I mean, it's match point.
Wow.
And Onic never seems to disappoint with their drafts.
They want to do it in style.
They're going to do it in such style. Last time we saw Sans on the Gushin, it was an insane
I remember
game.
this specifically because Mirko had to
Was
say the
losing
ultimate.
his mind.
I had to say the ultimate.
Yep, the incandescent.
Exactly. Every time this Gushin is picked up, right, I'm excited, but also
You're wondering. It's kind of
like,
like epitome. It's epitome.
epitome.
Right?
Right.
What about
yeah.
incandescence?
Incandescence.
I mean, if there's anyone that's going to play the Gushin and is at the epitome of the Gushin, it's definitely Sans.
Oh man, what do Apbr close it off with though?
Right now, we'll still. There it is, Kufra.
I swear I was going to say before he picked it.
I was going to say that was the flex.
I swear I was going to say before he picked it.
Well, I believe you, but you took the buzzers off.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe that's why you didn't say it.
You're right.
You forgot to buzz, man.
I forgot to buzz.
Well, you're the ones with the B.
The tennis.
Since I know you're about to ask me what I think about the draft overall because I have the foresight. Even though it's a chaotic and insane and everyone would say it's a horrible draft most of the time, I feel like I can trust an Onic with this draft. But still, because I want a game number 5, I'm going to say that the Bees got this.
You say they got it.
They got it.
Okay. Well, once again, we're going to see if the Bees got it, if they can extend the series. As right now, it's Onic at match point here. And a decisive game, too, that we saw them. They're going in with a very risky, interesting, flashy team composition for game 3 to possibly close out the series and get closer to the Golden Road as we jump into the land of Dawn for game number 3.
All right, so let's be realistic here, right? We take a look at Onic's composition. Definitely aggressive, a huge level 4 spike for almost every member of their team. Now onto the side of Apbr, they do have a lot, and I mean a lot of late game potential. Definitely a huge win condition for the side of Apbr. Apbr needs to try to slow them down. Watch out for the level 4 spike. Watch out for the mid-game spike overall. Few needs to stay as far back as possible. He can't get caught off by Sans. He can't get caught off by Keyboy. As long as Few can do that, it's definitely a possibility.
The Tyrant's Revenge on the Keyboy, forcing a flicker out. Calteezy jumping in with the damage. Kyrie doing the same thing. Turned around, first blood, picked up by Apbr, but Kyrie, the god in the jungle, takes a double kill.
Very quick.
2-1. Already Naisu.
Already, you can feel it, right? Sans feeling pretty good about it. But again, how does that help?
The last time we saw Gushin, in the last tournament we saw Gushin, it was another San. It was Sanji on the Gushin. It's poetic that now it's Sans.
Very poetic.
Yeah, must be something about the first 3 letters there.
The Sans.
Kyrie, though.
Oh, he gets out. Beautiful dash away from the bouncing ball.
All right, so it's 2-1. Definitely still anybody's game. We're just getting started, but you can already feel the pressure, and so far the past 3 games have been full of this, but up on the top side.
CW gets a good hit, Super Marco taken low, and now someone's crawling down. The assassin from the mid lane. Super Marco has the Purify. Sans not able to find the angle, jumps in and gives CW the pressure he needs to shove the wave, and Sans is chasing Super Marco down. He's making him walk all the way under the tier 2.
Are they going to be able to deny Super Marco both of those gold cannons?
Yes.
Because if so, that is going to be huge. Here comes Few to try to help out. Try to get Super Marco in range just to get something there.
Sans picks up 1. He takes Few down. Now Kyrie against Baptiste with the help of Boots. Keyboy as well. Boots finds the penalties onto the back. It's a killing spree for Kyrie. Dodges away. He buys the turtle. Onic are massacring Apbr in the first 2 minutes.
This is a lineup that I would like to just describe as finesse. That's what these heroes do, and that's how it's being executed right now by Onic.
And not many teams around the world could pull off a composition like this, and they're hitting this level 4 spike so well right now. Apbr at this point needs to just be careful, maybe even not try to force the next turtle, maybe even try to just run away from any fights at this point, because they're gonna need a little bit of time. They gotta go help out Super Marco. Someone's gotta get up there, because if he keeps getting starved out, if he's a level or 2 behind CW, it is gonna be bad when we get to the 6, 7, 8 minute mark.
Okay, let's reel it in once again here. Apbr, they are down by 2.2 thousand gold at this point in the game. Itemization-wise, they're still trying to work on those first items to get picked up here, but still, they can play around that too as they try to just buy some time. You said it yourself, Trex, trying to buy some time for Super Marco, protect him a little bit, right? Look at the pressure here.
I mean, half of that gold lead is in the hands of Kyrie.
Spatial migration canceled out, but he's going to be pinned down. Super Marco Keyboy flickers out to safety, and CW gets out of the Tyrant's rage, not even utilizing the Purify.
Onic. That's all I can say right now. They are all over the map. They have the movement speed, and here's the thing. They can attack these off lanes because they have such great dive potential right now. With the Gushin, with Kyrie on this Nolan, it's hard to slow them down. It's hard to play safe because they can get right under your tower. CW dropped the Zaman's Force last fight, slows Super Marco down. There's no way for him to even get out, and that's what makes it so easy for them to get these pickoffs.
The scary part too is if you're looking at all the items, right? That was a Genius 1 picked up by Sans now. You have the Starlium Scythe on CW, so interaction-wise, magic damage-wise is going to hurt. Even Ogwin.
Zaman Force going to be used up. Ogwin with the time's rage, able to lock Keyboy down and flickers out to safety right now. Keyboy's going to be able to pop that Requiem, but Calteezy takes him out. Electrifying beat. CW not able to find Super Marco just yet, but the turtle will be secured on the other side of the map with the Petrify connecting. Sans and CW turning around once again, and Sans body blocks the Astrosphere. Flapteezy looking for another sort of initiation, but he will not be able to find it.
Just when Kyle Teasy finally pulls something off there, he goes a little bit too deep and it's taken out Naisu.
This is as I was saying, Sans wasn't even part of the fight, but still you can see the damage potential with this lineup. Again, it does take a certain type of finesse to pull these heroes off, but so far, the interaction between them, it's building up, right? The power spike at this point in the game is clear, even given the situation. That's why, objectively, Apbr, it's better that some of these turtles, they have just, let's give it up, let's go ahead and farm up as much as possible. But see this Super Marco having a difficult time just trying to find the gold right now.
Violet Requiem onto Kyrie's damage, onto Ogwen with a bouncing ball. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, CW gets picked off. It's a two-man dive in the bottom lane. Apbr showing signs of life.
I love how in some of those last two fights we saw, Onic isn't even worried about the bouncy ball. They're literally dashing right in it just to chase him down, dropping the Zaman's force. At this point, Onic, 3K gold lead, 6 minutes in. It's definitely a slightly slower pace than the snowball that they had last game, but they are just getting started. Hopefully in a minute or two, Apbr may be able to hit some sort of spike. But look at the gold lead in the gold lane, over 1K into the hands of CW. Super Marco just completing his Haas Claws, just completing his first item. That is a huge deficit, and he's supposed to be the big damage dealer. He's supposed to be the one that comes into the team around the 7-8 minute mark and is able to unload. We are seeing him already rotate down. Ogwen looking for something.
Ernst Rage, revenge is well used up. Boots flashback all the way in.
Kyrie!
Oh my goodness, the fracture from Kyrie. Just takes Super Marco out. He pops the Purify, but he's unable to get out of that burst.
So again, talking about Super Marco being behind, this furthers it, right? It's getting a little drastic here. Oh, you read.
Violet Requiem, incandescent, CW executes Flapteasy. And Onic now are pushing their goal lead even further in this game. 3 turtles to nothing.
Okay, back to it objectively. 3 now in favor of Onic. Goal lead building up here. You have to start to ask yourself, where is Apbr going to be able to find the comeback for this, right? Given the lineup that they have, the Joy, who has slipped through the cracks for the most part, but really hasn't been able to utilize. M-Series Facts, by the way, total kills ranking. Kyrie has surpassed Carl Teasy's total kills in the M-Series. The Sky King is now ranked 4th with 201 kills.
And you don't see that very often for a jungler anymore.
He's been in 3 M-Series, right? Yeah, Onic PH M3, Onic with M4 and M5.
He's come a long way, and right now, he is minutes. If they can win this game, he's minutes away from a grand final standing. Onic is hungry for this, and it shows in their gameplay. Now, look at the gold earned. Kyrie and CW just leading the pack right now. Few, Flapteasy, Super Marco sitting below almost everybody on the side of Onic.
Taking a look at the items here. Once again, the biggest drastic thing that has to change here for Apbr is allowing Super Marco to get where he needs to be. A lot of times teams pick up the Bruno because usually you have the 2 items, you have the Haas Claws, you have the Berserker's Fury early on, and you're able to build up, scale up really quickly. But this time, Onyx had the answer for that, right? They've really slowed him down. And so if Apbr, they have to find a way to stay alive for the most part. And that's why you even see some of these defensive items being picked up, right? You have the Radiant Armors here now available to deal with some of this burst magic damage like we saw even previously from Kyrie alone.
Now it gets really tough for the side of Apbr, right? How do they look for an angle here? It's technically they have a lot of damage behind a lot of CC. They have Ogwen on that Kufra, who can look for a lot of disengages, re-engages, and even catches around the map. But they need to look for one big combo. It needs to be Onic clumped up together. Unfortunately, with this kind of composition, I don't feel like there's any reason for Onic to clump up together. They're all assassins.
Yeah, I mean, there's Boots, right? But for the most part, he's also just looking for his own angle to entry with the penalty zone. So for the most part, you're not going to be clumped up together if you're Onic. Even with this, the Conceal going to be used. They spawn out Ogwen for now. Uh-oh.
1v1 Suns! Solo kills Kyle Teasy! In the bottom river, a mid laner taking on a jungler.
And he's doing it in fashion. Onic takes the Lord. Apbr, is there an answer at this point? It seems so difficult. Oh, another knock-up.
Spatial migration into the Violet Requiem, into everything to take Ogwen down. That's the tank.
This is tough. Again, Apbr, their backs against the wall here. It is only that first Lord. But when you're dealing with this type of deficit, terms of economy, especially in the gold lane, it's tough to buy more time. Even if Ogwyn lands the perfect rage and revenge setups, combinations, do you have enough firepower to turn the tide of a fight right now? Holy Crystal being picked up as well. Turrets dropping after another as Onic gets prepped and ready to knock on the base turrets of Apbr as they continue to take the resources.
Here's the thing, normally this type of gold lead between two teams like this, it would still be doable for Apbr. But when you draft a composition like Onic has drafted here that is just so hyper aggressive, normally the reason you don't pick heroes like this, the reason you don't pick the Gusion in mid is because it's such risk reward. It has such an impact. But now that they have gotten to that reward, they've been able to scale. They're 10-3, they're 9K gold ahead. That is a dangerous concoction against Apbr. Take a look at San's build. He's got the glowing wand, and now he's even got the Winter Truncheon unlocked in just in case as a defensive measure. If he wants to go for that insane deep dive, he's gonna have the ability to help himself and get himself out.
And of course it's Sans here in front of the home crowd favorites, recalling and showing that finesse.
The styling right there once again. Still similar situation, Apbr trying to find anything they can. You already saw the disparity.
Oh!
Spatial
migration, dodged away from, able to escape from the Tyrant's rage. Final slash, whoa, by Flapteezy. Not connecting onto anyone.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, that was a whiff.
Yep, tough one once again.
See it.
Call him how you see it, because that's the situation for Apbr. Once again, backs against the wall, it's tough. The damage though from Kyle Teasy.
Zaman Force coming down, Kyle Teasy with electrified fates! Boots finds a penalty zone! And that might just be it with a violent requiem to take Ogwyn down. Only one member left standing. It's View!
Oh my god, Apbr, this could be it.
With one last NK